What are the origins of the Kololo people? Many historians recount a significant event that occurred in Southeast Africa. Some refer to it as the Great Scattering, while others call it Difaqane or Mfecane. The entire region of Southeast Africa experienced instability as a result of this incident, forcing its people to relocate to as far as Central Africa. The Nguni and the Sotho are the ethnic groups that were most affected. There is ongoing discussion over the reasons behind the unrest. Some attribute it to the expansion of particular kingdoms, some to the drought, and yet others to the arrival of European settlers. Regardless of what transpired, the consequences of this incident are still felt today. To illustrate some of the consequences of Difaqane, let's examine the history of Sebetwane and the Kololo people. Who was Sebetwane? Who are the Kololo people, and how did they migrate to southwestern Zambia? According to oral history, the Kololo originated in the North Orange Free State region, now South Africa's Free State province. They are an offshoot of the Mfecane ethnic group. Mfecane was one of the Sotho-speaking people's subgroups. Originally, they lived in the Trans-Oranje area of what is now South Africa's Orange Free State. One of the Mfecane rulers, Chief Sebetwane, was in charge of them. The Mfecane known totems are Phoka, Jew, Muhla, Hare, and Kwena, crocodile. According to historians, the Kololo left their homeland in the early 1820s and set out on a great journey northwards, which ended 30 years later in the Upper Zambezi. The Kololo's terrible military loss at the hands of the Griqua raiders with contemporary weapons was the primary reason for their northward departure. Due to their use of cowhide shields and short-stabbing spears, the Kololo were unable to mount a successful counter-offensive against the raiders, who took away the majority of their cattle. To restore their reduced herds, Sebetwane and his people escaped into the present-day Transvaal across the Vaal River. They endured frequent conflicts with other Setswana-speaking groups, defeating the Bahuruche, Baputing, and Bahahla, among others. They took women, children, and cattle from their victims. Around 1825, the Ndebele of Mzilikazi, who were also escaping from the south, outnumbered the Kololo and used their military power to push them out of the Transvaal. Once more, they fell in opposition to various native polities in southern Botswana after crossing the eastern Kalahari. Near Serowe, they harmed the Bamangwato and the Bakwena with their military defeats. Near Lake Ngami, the Kololo severely defeated the Batawana and seized their victims' livestock. But at the Battle of the Tubaruba in 1826, the Kololo lost almost all of their loot to the Bangwaketsi led by Sibeho. Assisted by the English traders with firearms, the Bangwaketsi won more battles and became a huge threat against the Kololo. This caused BaKololo to move northward from 1835 to 1840 and cross the Zambezi River into modern-day Zambia. The Kololo were drawn to the fertile Tonga Plateau, which was brimming with cattle. They continued attacking inhabitants and taking their livestock. They engaged in combat with and defeated the local leaders, depriving them of livestock to increase their wealth and hostages to increase their numbers. After some successful raidings and an increase in wealth, they encountered opposition from the Ila, who forced Sebetwane and his people to relocate to the Tonga region in search of safety. However, The Mzilikazi's strong army, who had recently defeated the Kololo in the south, made the Tonga region unsafe. The warrior pastoralists left the area due in large part to the Ndebele's regular attacks on the Tonga Plateau. Their quest for a safer location led them westward, where they found the cattle-rich Balozi Plain. The Lozi Empire, which had already experienced internal conflicts, were attacked by the Kololo around 1838 to 1840. According to historians, the divided Lozi people lost and the Kololo took over. The Kololo took advantage of the weakened state. It wasn't easy for the divided Lozi to resist the stronger Kololo. Indeed, the Lozi resistance came to an end in the early 1840s. Following the fall of the Lozi resistance, the Kololo established a kingdom in the plain that was the epitome of a military state or conquest. Later on, the Kololo also defeated the Mbunda of Nguni Chiengele, who had previously aided Lozi in previous conflict with them. To the northeast of the Upper Zambezi, they also subjugated the Nkoya region, which was ruled by Nguni Mutondo and Nguni Kahari.